Students, so let us start the second session of the computer science second year syllabus, that is chapter 9, constructors and the destructors. In the session 1 I discussed on the concepts called as the constructor definition, the constructor syntax, the characteristics of a constructor, and when I gave a program example about the constructor and the needs of the constructors we discussed in the last class. So I'll recall within a 5 minutes. I'll complete the recall of all the concepts which we discussed. The definition goes like this. The definition of a constructor is, the constructor is a special member function that is called automatically when an object is created. Okay. So the purpose of this constructor is to mainly initialize the members of the various classes. So that was the definition of a constructor. And how the syntax would be for a constructor: the class name, and whatever the data members, private data members and public data members were there, that has to be there. And in public function always the constructor name should be there, that is whatever the class name, that has to be same for the constructor name. So this was the syntax for the constructor. So then what are the characteristics we discussed? The first characteristics always should be what? The class name should be what? The same name of the constructor, and whenever this constructor is initialized, this constructor should always be initialized in the public section, and it should not have any return type. Return type should not be there, and always the void should be there. Okay, so these are all some of the constructor's characteristics, and we also discussed one program example. Dear students, please go through that program example. And need of a constructor, of course it has to be the object has to be invoked in the sense, then we require this constructors. So this was the concepts which we discussed in the session 1 concepts. So for this session 2 there are types of constructors. So this we will discuss in this second session, that is today's topic. So today's topic is what? Types of a constructors. So constructors are normally classified as the default constructor, the parameterized constructor, or a copy constructor and copy constructor. Sorry. Okay. So default constructor in the sense zero parameterized constructor, and parameterized constructor in the sense we are just passing A or B, two values we are passing, and copy constructor in the sense we are just copying the content. So that we will be discussing in the next sessions. So first what is the type of a constructor? So that is default constructor we will see. Okay, so see, look at this. A default constructor is a special member function which is invoked by C++ compiler without any arguments for initializing the object of the class. Okay, so that is without invoking the objects, we have to actually initialize the objects of the class. It is also called as zero argument constructor. It is also called as zero argument constructor. Okay, and what is the features, that is characteristics of a constructor are, zero parameterized constructor are, it should not have any arguments to be passed. So whatever the constructor, for example, I'll give an example as a car as a constructor, and here nothing should be passed. Here there should be a zero. So that is called as zero parameterized constructor. It is explicitly written in the public section of a class. So it should not be written implicitly, it is written explicitly. In the case of default constructors, it is not defined in a program, then the C++ compiler will take place. The C++ compiler will have a action over the default constructors. Okay, the purpose of the default constructor is to construct the default object of the class. So the default object of the class should be considered. Okay, then These are all the some of the characteristics. What is the first characteristic? It should not have any argument, and it should be always explicitly written in the public, and it is always compiled by the C++ compiler, which is automatically generated in the program. The purpose of the default constructor is to construct a default object of the class. Okay, default object will be constructed. So next is the syntax of a default constructor. Class name, class name. See here, there is no arguments is passed. Whatever the class name is there for a constructor, that constructor name will be the same, but there is no arguments. Okay, students. So next we will see the example. See here, number is what? Class name. This number is what? Constructor name. And here, to be specific, it is 0 parameterized constructor. Okay, in the sense it will not have any values to be passed. Okay, so this is a syntax of a default constructor, and this is an example of a default constructor where you can see that there is no parameters inside. Okay, so next we'll see an example to display n numbers using a default constructor. See here, #include iostream.h is what? It is a preprocessor directive, that is a header file that will have a class number. So class number is what now? It is a, see, it is what? It is a class name. This is class name. Okay, and here when I am passing one default constructor, so that is default constructor name. Okay, and I am reading that, so the reading function is what? Read data. So read data will have the input limits as I am just entering the number value here. Okay, so I am just giving number value which has to be passed to read the program. Okay, so next I have to display that program, right? So for displaying, again I am giving one for loop. Within that I am just placing the incremented value. So this is the two functions. One is for reading the data, another one is for displaying the data. I am again giving one function. Okay, so next is I am just using with the void main function. I am calling two functions. One is for reading the data, another one is for displaying the data. Sorry, here it should come displaying the data. Okay, so both this objects are for what? Reading the data. So some S1 and S2 I am initializing. So this also read the data, this also reads the data. Okay, so I am just passing nothing here, and I am extracting the values by using the reading data and displaying data functions. Okay, students, so this is about the program, how you can actually display the number n with the help of default constructor. So here the default constructor is number. Okay, students, so here the class function is number, and here nothing is mentioned. So nothing is mentioned in the sense 0 parameterized constructor, or it is also called as default constructor. Okay, so next, what are the disadvantages which with this there it is there in the default constructor? So when an object of the same class are created, all the objects are initialized to same set of values by default constructor. Of course, is it right? So when an object of the some class is initialized, for example a is equals to 10, I am initializing, the same value will be initialized for other values also, other classes also. This should not be done. So this is one disadvantage. And next disadvantage is it is not possible to initialize different objects with different initial values using default constructor. Is it right? See here in this program itself, they have initialized n value as 0 in this function. If it is it has to be changed for some other function, in the sense some other function, it cannot be changed. So that is the value which is initialized for the default constructor, which cannot be changed further. So this is what? This is the disadvantage of default constructors. Okay students, I hope you all have understood. I'll again recall the definition of a default constructors. So default constructor is a special member function which is automatically invoked by the C++ compiler without having any arguments inside. So this keyword should be there in your answer, that is it will not have any argument. Okay students. So next I'll be discussing on second type of this constructor. So that is parameterized constructor. A constructor that takes one or more arguments is called as parameterized constructor. A constructor that takes one or more arguments is called as parameterized constructor. Using this constructor, it is possible to initialize different objects with different values. Different objects with different values. Okay, so next, these are the constructors are invoked automatically whenever the objects with arguments are created. Of course, the parameters are used to initialize the objects. Yes, this is the definition of a constructor itself, is it right students? So parameterized constructor in the sense that constructor that takes two or more arguments. So that takes one or more arguments is called as parameterized constructor. See here the disadvantage associated with the default constructor solved now. So here we can initialize different objects with different values. Okay students. So this is the definition regarding this parameterized constructors. I hope you all have understood this. Okay. So next the keyword used is to define the inline function. The keyword inline is used to define the inline function. Okay, so the general form of this parameterized constructor is the class is a keyword, class name, and which is followed by the curly braces. Public, in the public section I am just giving a class name, within that I am passing two arguments. So this is what? This is the second type of constructor. So that is parameterized constructors. Okay, so here I am just passing two arguments, that is argument 1 and argument 2. So here I am just giving the parameterized constructor of a class. Okay. So next the features. So what are the characteristics or features for this parameterized constructors are the parameterized constructors can be overloaded. So that is class, I will just consider class A, B as one of the default constructor name. Another class float A, B as one more default parameterized constructor's name that can be overloaded. Okay. So in chapter 8 we discussed about function overloading and member functions. So in that there is this concept will come. So next, the objects that are created with one argument, constructor with only one argument is invoked and executed. This is right. So for example, if you are having one argument constructor, parameterized constructor, so then you can actually invoke and execute one argument, or else it cannot be done. Okay. The parameterized constructors can have default arguments and default values. The parameterized constructors will have default arguments and default values. Okay students. So these are the features of the parameterized constructors. So if you are having any questions, please call me or Vinay sir. Thank you.